so excited to have you here, as always. And I'm excited to talk to you about yoga and how it's really benefited my life. Benefited. There's a lot of syllables in that word. I just finished yoga. No, I did not wear this elaborate head wrap as I did yoga. I do wear head wraps when I do yoga, but it's usually just the basic turban. But I threw this one on for you. Okay, so I do have a couple notes on my phone just because I want to make sure I always just speak from the top of my mind, top of my head, but I want to make sure the videos are a bit more concise because some of them are like 20 minutes. So I wanted to give you maybe like a 15-minute and under video because I know that might be the spot. So we'll see how we do. So I began practicing yoga. It's almost been a full year. It'll be a full year, I want to say in November. It's around this time for sure because I became a vegan on November 16th, and that's when I became way more serious about practicing yoga because I decided that I wanted to start practicing self-love. And for me, that means emotional health, mental health, and physical health. And so I needed to be taking care of my body and really preparing for the future and getting older. Just being almost about to be 32. December, baby. Your body changes drastically just from going to 25. Like, I can't eat the way I used to eat. Nor do I care to. You just can't do the same things. The same methods of exercise don't guarantee the same results. I'm a runner. I've been running since forever, but I did club track when I was 10, and then from there, I only did it for a couple years. It's intense, man. And then I did track and cross country from 7th to 12th year, my 12th year, and I've done a half marathon. And I just like running, like it makes me smile. But my knees have suffered because of doing that sport in high school, and it just, with age, running, I can't tolerate as much. And so I started doing yoga, and I love practicing inside the home, exercising. It's just intimate, and then you can just wear your sports bra like this. I mean, you can do that in public, but I wasn't there yet with my body positivity and confidence when I started this journey. Now I am. That's what yoga will do for you. Confidence. It's so true, though, and that's one of my notes. Yoga has given me so much confidence because the more you get to know yourself, the more you're able to work on yourself and therefore love yourself. When you love yourself, you're confident because you know who you are. You can control the relationships around you, how you react to them, how they affect you, and you can make decisions to stay in them, to leave them. That actually is a great unintended segue to my series Letters for a Woke Woman. It's where I'm kind of playing off of these videos about mindful living because all of this came about with me just getting woke. Not just, but me getting woke. It's not just about learning about the horrific racial oppression that this country participates in and globally is directed towards people of color, those from African descent especially. It's about being woke to everything. It's like you're seriously given glasses and you didn't realize you were nearsighted like your whole life, and you're like, wow, look at all this stuff. But yeah, it's really powerful. I really encourage you. I don't know how to say to get woke except for you have to seek information. I got woke because I was seeking to learn. I love documentaries. I want to learn. I want to see someone else's perspective, their narrative. And when I came across 13th by Ava DuVernay, then that gave me the truth about how this country has treated those that were stolen from Africa and how it's still going on now and it's never ever stopped. It's just now we have more eyes, i.e. cameras, camera phones, and social media to show what's been happening. since the capture of people from Africa. So getting woke in that sense helped me get woke in so many areas of my life and in really finding myself. And Letters from a Woke Woman cover the many lessons that I'm learning in kind of a diary format. And they're posted to my blog, my art blog, princesslyssa.com, PRNCSSLYSSA.com. All right, so confidence, man. Yoga has given me confidence because you learn. Hi, Chardonnay, you coming up here? Kitty. You learn to love yourself. You get excited when a pose before that was challenging for you. Now you're like, wow, like I didn't even realize, like when did this become easier? Like you just realize strength all of a sudden. Like, oh, like I have some guns now? Like when did this happen? Like it's just amazing. And I was struggling. I was on my last form of birth control, which I will never get on birth control again. I've tried like 5, and I've always wanted to be careful about putting things in my body. As I've gotten older and educated myself more and more, I concluded that birth control, aside from condoms, is just not for me. The last birth control I had was the IUD, where they implant in you, and it's supposed to last for 10 years. So I was like, awesome. But within 6 months, I started getting, let me speed this up. I developed adult acne. My periods were lengthened to 13 days. They were heavy. It was just like, and then I was spotting. So I was like, what's the point of this? This isn't working. And I didn't realize until over a year, because we had moved from SoCal to NorCal and weather change and stuff, I didn't realize that the acne was actually coming from the IUD. And it's because, even though it's natural, because it has no hormones, it emits copper, but that throws off your natural body chemistry. And as women being second-class citizens, there's just not certain studies or certain information that's out there that's really surrounding our health. And even after I figured out by going online and reading all these articles and forums where people were on the same birth control, I came across 400 women who were 30s to 50s experiencing acne, experiencing all these issues I was having, weight gain. I've always been very good about maintaining my weight, and I had gained about 15 pounds, and nothing would help me lose it, and it was very disheartening. And then I also learned that that was the IUD, because the production of more estrogen, I was holding on to my pounds. So I mentioned that just because, and I got that thing removed immediately, and now my periods are 3 days, and it's like 1.5 day heavy. That's it. And I've never had them this light, and I'm convinced it is my diet, and it's my changes in my body. And wow, like this is bringing me into veganism, but that's gonna be my next video. So I'm trying to stay focused on yoga. So I couldn't lose the weight. I was running. I was doing my hip hop videos at home because I love them, and I will put a link in the video because they're so fun. I think I'm gonna do one today. And I started doing yoga, and at first I was just like, I'm losing weight, and then I was like, okay, we need to approach yoga with, you're doing this because you love yourself. You want to be healthy. So focus on being healthy instead of skinny. Focus on being healthy and strong, because getting up in the morning, my body was hurting in ways it's never hurt before, and I'm like, what the heck? And this started, I was 29, 30. I have to stretch before I go to bed. When I wake up, I was going to the chiropractor every 2 weeks to get adjusted. Now I'm going every month and a half, every month sometimes, depending on how much walking I'm doing, the shoes I'm wearing. But yoga has really strengthened my body so that I don't need as much, I can't think of the word, but assistance in maintaining, just living, doing my daily functions. And it makes you super like flexible and stuff. I wish I could put it behind my head. That would have been like amazing. But I'm way more flexible than I was before. the weight fell off because I wasn't thinking about it anymore. And then one day, I was like, oh, my tummy looks pretty flat there. So I got on the scale, and I had dropped 8 pounds, and I was like, wow. And I hadn't even noticed. And it's just because I started focusing on the health aspect, not about the weight aspect, because that's another huge part of losing weight that we forget. If you're focused on achieving something so much that you're stressing yourself out, that stress is so detrimental to your health. You won't lose weight if you're stressed, because the inner going-ons, like the internal, your body chemistry, and I can't remember exactly what it is. I remember the end points, and I don't remember all the details. I'm like, whatever, I got this end, so I'm not doing this because of this. But I think it's like cortisone or something's released in your blood, or cholesterol, something with the C. You can Google it. Get your education on. But stress will keep you from losing weight, and it's just not good for you in so many different ways, for your health, your mental health, your emotional health, as well as your bodily, physical health. So yoga has helped with that. So it's helped with weight loss, it's helped with confidence. I'm now more assured of my body. I have body positivity, which has also come from learning more about my cultural side, my African roots, and knowing that there's no norm, no standard for beauty, because who decides what beauty is? God, and He made all of us. So, okay, we're all beautiful. So I became more confident, and somewhere along the way, my walk turned into a strut, and I'm fine with that. And now when I'm strutting down New York, men will be like, I like your walk. I'm like, well, thank you. And then I just keep on strutting. Another reason I love New York, people give me compliments and they keep pushing. It's like, cool, thank you, because not interested in a romantic relationship. But yeah, so now I strut. And I just find myself correcting my posture in public, raise my heart above my my chest, lift your heart. I've just realized that there's never any situation in life that requires poor posture. Anything you're doing, you should have good posture. It's every movement is an opportunity, and yoga is really about learning that your body is one moving piece, and about being languid, slow, and intentional, and gentle with yourself. That's what I've learned through Yoga with Adrienne. She's just a phenomenal instructor. She's the reason I continue to do yoga, coming back again and again, because she's just amazing. Her soul, her spirit, her instruction is spot on, and she's funny. She has such personality, and she's someone I really feel like I would be friends with in person, in real life. Not in cyber life, but we could be that too. But yeah, she's great. Find her on YouTube. These videos, hundreds of them, for free. And she has short videos too. But because I have issues with committing to routine, I decided to go with her 30-day program, the first one. I can't remember the name. I'll put it in here. So I went with her 30-day challenge, so to keep returning. And then I got hooked. 3 days and I was hooked. And now I do it every single morning. And it just sets everything perfectly. And then doing yoga has gone in with my fasting journey, which is also great for your body. Intermittent fasting, you can look that up. But I'll talk about that more when I talk about veganism as well. So I just have more confidence. My boyfriend said that I'm even more graceful, in my movements and walking, which is cool because you don't get to see yourself, in action unless you're in a reality show, I guess, or someone's videotaping you all the time. And so it's really cool to hear that. And I was like, oh, awesome. I like that. Yoga's working. Also, yoga has brought me closer to God, which is beautiful, closer to my Heavenly Father, Abba, Adonai. How? Because when you're on the mat, you are taught to stay focused in the moment and to take that time for yourself. Just be present in that moment. So that's helped me so much with not going outside of myself and causing myself anxiety, which I didn't even realize that's what it was until Ben pointed that out to me. it's like, oh, I don't have anxiety because it didn't look this way. But the thing is, anxiety, any kind of mental illness, those are the only examples I can think of right now. But whether it's either of those, they're presented to us through the media. And so we're only seeing things portrayed how this person or these groups of people want us to see it. Just think of like when you see people who are bipolar on TV or who have ADHD, they're bouncing off the walls, whatever. And that's not so. That's not how it is for everyone. People with autism on the spectrum, like it's so different, but we're only given like one view of an array of different ways that something can manifest or present itself. So it's really helped me. Ooh, I lost my train of thought. This water is sparkling and then I get distracted easily. That's okay. So I was talking about how it's like helped me stay present. The anxiety. There we go. See, that's good. The anxiety. So I can't be doing yoga and thinking about what I'm going to do later in my day because you're staying focused on the moment. So now I'm able to just stay focused in the moment. If I'm working on something, I won't allow myself to think about something else. If I'm watching a movie, if it's not my intent to just have a movie as background and to be on my phone, I will not pick up my phone because be in this moment. Watch this movie. Don't do two things at once. So it's really helped me that way. And so now I'm not overthinking. I'm not always working my mind when I should just be resting. So that's helped with anxiety that I was inducing in myself that I didn't realize. Thank you for Ben pointing that out. It's good to have a great mate. And it's brought me closer to Abba because you're in a relaxed state. You're at peace. It just opens your mind to seeing things differently, to doing things differently, to trying something new, to challenge yourself with a new pose, new practice, a new way of thinking. It's just so good, friends. And when people would tell me about it before, everything's timing, I would do it, but you gotta find what works for you. And yoga is great because it works your entire body all at once, and it also is working on your mind. So you're feeding two birds with one piece of bread. Someone said that. So I used to kill two birds with one stone. Like, that is rude. So you should say kill two spiders with one stomp. But now that I'm a vegan and it's opened my mind to many more things, I strive to be compassionate with all creatures that God has made. So now I started saying, you feed two birds with one piece of bread. And you can do that for sure. So, yoga does that.
In an effort to keep this video on the shorter side, I've split up this episode into two. So I hope you will stay tuned for the next half of this very important topic.